Good evening, humans. Tyrannosaurusmoth here, and tonight we're taking a look at the Freddy vs. Jason Voorhees figure from NECA Toys. This figure has been on my list for a long time, and I figured what better impetus to get it and review it than, today, Friday the 13th. So let's take a look at this figure. Let's do this. Aesthetically speaking, this figure is our typical NECA horror goodness, and just, lots of details, lots of textures. They just, knocked out of the park. That's and this figure looks grimy as it should, especially at this point in Jason's, kind of unlife. And yeah, just it looks so good, especially this brown with the just heavy, like dark gray, and the way they made the clothes look tattered. Just fantastic sculpt all around. As you can see, tons of details. Come down to the pants, we get just more of that. It actually just looks wet and muddy. And again, as it should, as it did in the film. So just really good stuff there. And then we got the, kind of Frankenstein shoes going on. Very just excellent stuff. And then we come to the shirt, and, we get this kind of gray tattered shirt over a kind of dark blue shirt. And then we get to that skin tone, and I'm actually going to take the mask off here. The mask comes off, and we're going to talk about that in accessories a lot more. But then I get that face sculpt, and I love the gray skin Jason. And this just they nailed it here. They obviously, and they have this gloss here that kind of just drives home that kind of wet, decayed look. So just good stuff all around. And again, wouldn't expect any less from NECA. And speaking of that mask, just the default one here is our standard Jason, like classic Jason mask, and just beautiful sculpt, beautiful paintwork, just kind of the perfect shade of kind of yellowed white. And then the chevrons are nice and super clean. It's just, a fantastic looking figure. Not a ton to speak about when it comes to accessories here, but what we do have is excellent. So first off, starting with those masks, as we looked at before, we have kind of the classic kind of relatively unharmed Jason mask here with that like beautiful level of yellowing. Then we get a second mask with the Freddy slashes all over it, pretty much same coloring, just beautifully done there. And these are sculpted in, they're not just paint. And then finally, my favorite of the three, the bloody mask. I think they did a perfect job with the paint here. It looks very effective. That shade of red is just perfect, just excellent all around. All of these masks also have all of the buckles and stuff also painted in. So again, no sparing any details there, which is very much commendable. Then we get a couple of machetes. So we get I guess you could call it a clean one. So, some nice aging on that blade and just the kind of matte black handle. And then we get the bloody machete. So pretty much the same thing. The blood work, or the blood paint here, isn't quite as effective, I don't think. It's just kind of like a streak of red, but still looks very nice. And then for those machetes, we do get this flame effect. This is one of the things that sold me on this figure, beyond loving this Jason design in particular. And that just clips right onto the machetes. Just looks awesome. And you can do this the front or the back. Just really well done there. And then finally, we get Jason's teddy bear. And again, great details all around. Really nice wash over that. Kind of makes it look just aged and tattered. And there's an imprint right here, so you can fit it in his hand, as you saw at the beginning of the video. So just very nicely done there. So that's accessories. Articulation balance here are very nice. And actually, I didn't think I was going to get this freestanding kick, but I did the last minute, so here we are. So actually some pretty good balance going on here. The feet are relatively wide and flat, but they don't really sit quite as well as I'd usually like. But I mean, clearly I got the kick going on here. I actually like the way this pose looks. So there is that. And we're going to talk about those legs in a second. So going from top to bottom for the head and neck are all a single piece. This is definitely a callback to kind of earlier NECA figures, but definitely get some good range. So we get about that far down, get about that far up. Definitely nice. We do get the head tilt, which is fantastic, especially for Jason. So we get some rotation there as well. Arms hinge and swivel, so we're coming up into our T. We are single jointed at the elbows, not quite hitting 90, but we do get some rotation. For our hands, we're on ball joints, and we just get an open grip here, and then get a gripping hand here on the right. Then for the torso, we have what feels like a ball joint here at the waist. So we're gonna come about that far forward for our crunch. Not really too far back for the arch back, but we do get some side to side. So some nice movement. There's definitely some room there. Then for the legs, very heavy detents, but you can get almost full splits. Absolutely beautiful. No reason for Jason to be doing splits. So that's very cool. And then front kick, coming up just about 90, not quite there. Our knees are single jointed and definitely not a ton of range. We're not even hitting 90 there, but we do get that rotation as well. And the feet, we don't have a ton of room, but we do get a little bit of point. We get a little bit of forward. We get a bunch of rotation and not really any rocker. So that's articulation. Getting into size comparisons, here he is with two other NECA Jasons. With some other NECA horror. With some Hasbro and some Mattel. With some imports. With some monsters. Finally with an articulated icons Oni and yours truly in human form as a Valaverse Action Force figure. So my final thoughts on the Freddy vs. Jason Voorhees figure from NECA Toys is that this is a fantastic figure. Really fun articulation, great accessories, just looks incredible. Yeah, as I've said before, I'm a big fan of NECA's horror output, and even on top of that, I think the Jason figures in particular tend to be exceptional. So yeah, definitely recommend this. And this has been out for a while. I think this came out 2 years ago, maybe. It's 2023 right now. I think, pretty sure this came out 2 years ago. But in any event, it's still on Target shelves that I've seen. It's still in collector shops and on various online retailers as well. Not limited to Entertainment Earth, of whom I happen to be an affiliate. So if this is in stock as it is right now as I'm recording this video and as it goes up, and you use the code that shows up right here or use the link in my description, you'll get 10% off. And if your total order at the moment is over $79, then you'll get free shipping as well. So things worth considering if you are interested. That being said, I hope you found this review informative and somewhat entertaining. And if you did, I hope to see you again, because I do various reviews a week of action figures related to tokusatsu, dinosaurs, monsters, pro wrestling, and more. So come on back if any of those things interest you, and let's talk some toys, let's have some fun. And ultimately, I just hope that you are well. I hope that all of your toy dreams come true. I hope you have a fantastic Friday the 13th. And most importantly, I hope that you and yours stay weird, simians.